Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we are with Lisa Ellis from the Illinois Grape Growers and Vintners Alliance. Lisa, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm great. A little cold today, but
It's kind of
otherwise great.
everywhere today when we're recording, isn't it? Lisa, give us a little background on you. Where did you grow up? Let's start with that.
Well, I was born and raised in Southern California, actually, so I'm a transplant to Illinois. Came when I was in my early 20s, and life didn't stuck around.
Good, good. Tell us about your career. Like walk us through your position now, but what were you doing before?
Well, I'm currently in the my dream job, which is executive director for the Illinois Grape Growers and Vintners Alliance. It's a mouthful, so we can also call it Illinois wine. So I'm working with the people who grow the grapes and then the people who turn them into wine for the consumers here in the Midwest. It's kind of been an interesting career path. When I came to Illinois, I think my first job was for a chamber of commerce in a small town called Pittsfield. I got involved in economic development and did radio and print advertising sales. I was an associate publisher for an alt weekly newspaper here in the state, bank marketing director, and fast forward and here I am using all the things I learned in my career for this really great industry.
No, that's perfect. You can't it just kind of all culminates to where you should be, right?
Exactly, and it's a great group of people. It's a wonderful industry, so I use little bits of everything I've learned, throughout my life in my current position now.
What do grape growers do in the winter?
They prune and they prune the vines and tend to the vines, and they're working on their wines right now. If they're a grower and a producer,
Uh-huh.
but it's a year-round job. It's a lot of hard work. People, they look at the pictures and everybody wants to be in a vineyard and it's beautiful and romantic and glorious. And these are hard-working people. And when you're trying to grow grapes in a state like Illinois, where we have very challenging climates to deal with, it's an even more complicated job. So I have a lot of respect for the people who are doing what they're trying to do in the state.
All right, let's talk about your event. Tell us about your big event this summer.
Well, we do several events. Our biggest one and our oldest one is called Vintage Illinois, and we're actually this is our 20th year. So 20 years ago, we started doing a wine and music festival, and that's continued to take place. We're celebrating our 20th year this year. So it's 2 days of wine tasting and live music, and we're in the Starved Rock area of probably the northern Illinois region, in a little town called Utica.
Okay.
It's not a super big festival because we're kind of landlocked, so we have X number of space, and we try to not sell more tickets than makes the event enjoyable for people. But it's a great way. It's a great way to try wines from all over the state, at one time, and be surrounded by the beauty of the Starved Rock area. So we're looking forward to that. We have a big presence also at the Illinois State Fair every year, and that's in August. And we kicked off a new event in Rosemont, Illinois, last year, and we're looking to go back there this year, and that'll be the first weekend in June.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to ask these 4 questions to help our listeners get a visual and also a feeling, and all of their senses satisfied here. Okay, so first is, when you walk on the campus of your festival, what does it look like?
Our winery is all set up in white tents along the perimeter of the space. So people are going to come and be processed through a tent where they'll get a tasting cup and some tasting tickets. They can buy more tasting tickets. We encourage people to bring shade. Like, we allow people to bring in lawn chairs and pop-up tents as long as they're not crazy. Coolers to keep their wine cool in. It's like camping out all day long. We've got food trucks and all the wineries, and we have live music playing throughout the day. And people, it's kind of like a super small, more comfortable version of Woodstock, maybe, is what I've heard. It's just kind of a really great vibe. So we have people that are lined up so they can be the first ones in, every year, so they can get a premium space to set up. And we have other people that just come for a couple of hours. But most people do stock up. They can consume on site. Bottles, glasses, and tastes, but we really encourage people to pick up product and take it home. And we know that people drink wine. Illinois is one of the largest consumers of wine in the country, and we're just trying to get more of those consumers to choose an Illinois produced product.
Oh, that's great. Now, do they have other products besides wine during this event?
Well, at our new location, we'll be in our third location. We're in downtown Utica, so we're right across the 2-lane highway, totally a walkable area. So we're right adjacent to their downtown that has all kinds of shops. And then we partner with the Village, and they run a like a market, like where there are vendors and other things going on throughout the town. So we used to be in a state park where we were kind of out there on our own without any direct access to any retail or food, lodging establishments. And we really like this proximity to town, so people can, have an easier time about it. They can drink a little bit, go off, get some lunch. They can leave if they want and come back in. And the whole area is walkable and just beautiful and very hospitable.
Lisa, you were supposed to say, no, this is a wine festival. It's all wine.
Well, that would be irresponsible of me. I mean, it is about the wine, right? But we need people to be responsible in their consumption and in their purchasing and all of those things. So it's a win-win, really. We're all trying to recover from COVID and get our businesses back running the way they were. And this is just a really great relationship we have with the local community.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, let's talk a little music here. All right, because I'm in live music. I'm an entertainment guy. So I want to know, in your past, what is the #1 concert you've been to your entire life?
Gosh, I've got to say I had front row seats for Stevie Wonder a couple of years ago, and it was just phenomenal. It was the best. And we didn't even have tickets when we left. I mean, so even that we ended up with that kind of a seat was pretty amazing.
Okay, great. You can bring one musical act, dead or alive, to your wine festival. Money's not an issue. Who you bring?
Dang, that's a hard one.
Yeah, it's good.
That's a hard one. Dead or alive? Who would I like to bring to our fair? That I have budget, so I mean.
No, there's no budget. There's no budget.
There's no budget.
Your gift from the wine
then
god.
I'm going to go with my favorite, and I think that would have to be. I would probably pick a band like Journey or something like that.
There you go.
Back in the
there
day,
you go.
The original.
That wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard. Okay, Lisa, how do people find out more about the festivals that you hope and the Illinois Grape Growers and Vintners Alliance?
Well, we have this fantastic website, and it's illinoiswine.com. So you can find out all the information you could ever need on the website. But we also have an app, which is new in the last year. And so if you go to either Google Play or the Apple App Store, and look for Illinois Wine, you can download our app, and our calendar feeds into that. And plus we have this great interactive map of all the wineries in the state, so people can plan a trip to come and visit us.
Fantastic. Lisa, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you being on.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle